Well, hello there, everybody, and welcome back to another live stream of An Ecologist Plays. We talk about nature while playing games. We are carrying on with our lovely little playthrough through the ages, building cities in an ecological manner. And we are back in Dawn of Man, and we are just starting off with a bit of a hunt, as our hunters over here are just about to take out one of the bison over here. So this is an adult male. This is most likely the breeding male. He has sired 4 offspring. We're not going to take out any of the cows over here. We're not going to take out any of the calves either. We are just taking out the bull. And what will most likely happen is that, in theory at least, it would be replaced by another bull that is somewhere in the area that will take over the breeding rights of this herd over here. So we're just going to take out one bison and then head home. Now, a lot of things have happened, as we're just going to push play over here to get things going. Just going to move the microphone perhaps a little bit closer. There we go. That bull is no more. Now we're going to have the one person skinning him. Okay, great stuff. Now hopefully the rest of the herd doesn't attack that one person there. I don't think so. I think they are relatively calm. So we've got normal bison here. This will be bison, I believe. We have moved kind of away from bison antiquus, which was the ancient bison, and now we are here with the normal bison. I see Johan Dark, you are here. Hello there, hello there. Welcome to the stream. Hope you are having a wonderful, wonderful weekend. And yeah, let's actually have a look at our town because, well, I've made a few oopsies, if I can put it that way. Okay, so first of all, yeah, we have got all the huts upgraded, everything there, it's going well. We also have a watchtower over here because in the meantime, in this past week, I have been attacked, I think twice. Let me just double check, but I'm pretty sure. Yeah, we've killed 5 raiders thus far, a group of 3 and a group of 2 that have attacked us. So thankfully I did have the watchtower ready and we took them out quite easily. I'm also building a palisade, kind of starting to build all around here, but we have run out of logs. And the reason we ran out of logs is because earlier today I had a bit of an oopsie and I left the game running. I went into the game to do some stuff, and then I believe I looked after our little baby, and he decided he was going to be particularly difficult, so I had to walk around the house with him, and as a result I kind of forgot that I was in the game. Later on made some food and just kind of chilled for like 2 or 3 hours, the game running, the town carrying on miraculously, and here we are. We have used up all the logs we had, and thankfully the town is still standing. We've got 40 people here, and yeah, things are all right. I have lost a whole bunch of people though. I did at one point. I turned, I think, at 22 people I had, and then we have rebounded kind of because we had a nice big hunting expedition over here. The expedition itself went extremely well. The problem was that this was in winter. As winter started, we headed out into this area, and that's typically what could have happened. You know, bad things could have happened if you were a little Stone Age tribe, and you were just kind of, oh, there we go, Drahig has died of old age. Okay, so we're down to 39 people again. Unfortunately, we've lost one individual. I believe Drahig was in the house there, and is in fact now dead, just kind of despawned. Anyway, so what could have happened is that you would have had your hunt and then things turned against you. And what happened in this particular case, I had, for some reason, thought that the skins outfit there, that's at the top in the resources, is like the extra ones, not considering the 39 people we, for example, have at the moment. And so I sold a lot of skins with a trader to get some technology. And in the process, the skin outfits dipped below the number of people we had. So a whole bunch of them didn't have skin outfits for winter. Most of those were in fact hunting, and they either died of hypothermia as they made their way back to the camp, or they died of starvation because a lot of them were hungry, and one of them died of thirst in camp here on her way to the river to go and drink. So I think I lost like 9 or 10 people. My burial mounds over here were full of dead people due to the failed expedition. But we have rebounded in the meantime, back to 39 now. So that is great. I see Fireduck, you're also here. Hello there, Fireduck. Welcome to the stream. Hope you all are having a wonderful weekend. We are having a chilly weekend, hence the gloves again and the scarf. And I'm just dressed warmly. I'm going to, after the stream, have a beanie on as well because, yeah, it is nice and cold in our house. So let's talk the activity for this evening, or the plan for this evening. Let's harvest the berries over here, first of all. You can see I have also started some fields over here. The idea is that this area on this side of the river is going to be our agricultural area, either with the crops or with livestock. So we are going to domesticate goats. We are going to domesticate sheep. I think the mouflon here, that's actually a sheep that we're going to get. So we're going to domesticate them. We're going to domesticate the ibex, I believe. Well, these are megaloceros. Okay, we still need to hunt these before they go extinct. We are going to hunt some of those, I believe, as well. We are going to domesticate goats, sheep, and what else can we domesticate? Pigs. We can domesticate the boars. There are some boars to this direction over here. So upstream, somewhere around here, I believe. There we go. There's a whole sounder, a whole herd of bush pig. Oh, not bush pigs, wild boars. And I love the fact that the little ones, the boarlings here, I can call them that, they actually have got these stripes. Oh, look at that. That's a menacing gape over there. That's a menacing mouth. So I love the fact that a lot of wild pigs have got this coloration where the adults are generally like well camouflage or kind of like darker colors, and the young ones have got these stripes. You also see this in tapirs, which also the adults will be black and some of them black and white depending on the species, and then the young ones kind of look like this with a whole bunch of spots on them. Especially in woodland environments and forested environments, this is extremely good camouflage. This is there are bright colors, the light colors, dark colors, kind of contrasting with one another. This is disruptive camouflage. The idea being that if you, for example, have a darker coat with white spots on it, you are camouflaged in a woodland because the little white dots on you actually look like sunlight passing through the leaves of the trees, and it looks like you are just a little rock with sunlight beating down on you. Okay, so this coloration here is very well suited for life in a forested environment. Not so much in open country, but in a forested environment, this is very great camouflage. Of course, when you are big, especially if you are a big boar, a big male, you don't have to worry too much about camouflage because things that attack you are going to very quickly realize that you can be extremely aggressive. Okay, so yeah, things happen. So they go from being a little bit more well camouflaged to being less camouflaged, but definitely far more dangerous than these little piggies over here. Alright, let's see here. I see you mentioning some interest speech. We'll replay later, but I guess you're already in Copper Age. No, I haven't gotten to the Copper Age yet. But if we have a look here, I am going to potentially only go into the Copper Age after I've played a bit of Polyolithic. So today we are most likely still going to be gallivanting around in the Neolithic. I want to still, off-screen at least as well, go and hunt a whole bunch of animals, get a whole bunch of knowledge points, so that when we get to the Copper Age, because especially the ones that are going to go extinct, we're not going to be able to hunt them once they've gone extinct. So we need to go hunt them, the mammoths and stuff like that. Thankfully, we have done a mammoth hunt on screen as well. So I'm going to do some off-screen as well, hunt a few other animals we have already hunted. And then when we have done Polyolithic and come back to Dawn of Man, well then I am going to start with a big bang and have the Copper Age get ready, do that, and then actually head into cattle domestication and donkey domestication and horse domestication, all those things, as we then go Copper Age, Bronze Age, and maybe even Iron Age, depending on how we progress. Alright, so today we are going to be domesticating these creatures over here. I have gotten weaving that I got off screen by trading. Also got fortifications by trading. Also got one of these other ones. There we go, stone polishing I also got by trading. So a whole bunch of resources given, and there we go. Okay. So, let's see, so, by the way, towers need periodic repairs as upkeep. Yes, so my one tower here had actually needed repair previously as well. It was one dry skin, I believe it needed, and that was it. So that is marvelous, and it was very useful. It did take out one of the raiders that made its way over to this side. It took it out relatively effortlessly. It did take a bit of damage, but it was easy to repairs. Mainly in logs, while palisade and log out powers don't need upkeep except repairs after fights. Oh, that's great. I'm glad they don't actually need to be constantly repaired, because, oh, if they needed logs to constantly just repair, that would have been a schlep. Would not have been nice. Target villages on platforms. It's rare that you need repairs on palisades and platforms. Okay. What's wrong about the raids? thought they start in Copper Age. I think in Copper Age they are going to really start ramping up, though. So for now, it's been relatively easy. 2 small raids. I think when we get to Copper Age, it's going to really start ramping up. Okay, I want this palisade done. Once we've got the palisade done, then I will actually get to taming the animals. Okay, so what I do want now, though, is I want this picked up, and I want this picked up. And what we are going to do is we're just going to also plop down. No, not that. Build. A new human was born. Back to 40 we go. Wonderful. storage. I just want a nice rock pile over here as well. Okay, we've got 2 wood piles, and we've got a rock pile as well. And there, of course, there go the ibexes with a whole bunch of little kids as well, little babies. Oh, they're so cute. I can't wait to actually get these in our camp as well. Okay, so the idea is we are going to enclose this area over here. This is going to be our farmland. Okay, and then we keep this side of the river as, oh, another human was born, 41. And then we keep this side as our town, where we've got our houses and stuff like that. All right. Now, I have observed something, and I've systematically had a shift in trees, and this is most likely what you also would observe whenever you've got people settling in an area. You're going to observe a change in the species of trees that are present around there. At the moment, the majority of our trees in this general area here are oak trees or other trees that give us some benefit. Okay, so our birch trees and beech trees are actually relatively rare. Yes, we've got a beech tree there, we've got another beech tree there. I think it is actually, yeah, it's actually being chopped down. We've got a birch tree over here, so we've got some, and that's only because I had to actively stop myself from cutting them all down. The majority of the trees here, now I keep on clicking on the beech trees, but the majority of the trees we actually have here are oak trees. And oak trees are not that super abundant. Yes, they are abundant in our general native landscape over here, but they're not the major tree species. But because we have selectively harvested beech trees and birch trees in this woodland area where we have our town, they have become quite rare. And we now have mostly oak trees and I think spruce trees, fir trees, there we go, fir trees here that we can use for tannins. Okay, to harvest tannins, we've kept those, we've kind of lost some of the other trees. So what I've done is I have kind of stopped logging those trees, the birch trees and beech trees. Especially on this side, I'm trying to, okay, first of all, along the river here, the riparian zone, I'm not harvesting any trees, not allowed to harvest any trees along the riverbank here. We also, in this area over here, I have kept a whole bunch of oaks, yes, but I've also started cutting down some oaks, just so we don't have a mono-specific stand. Mono referring to one, specific referring to species, basically just a habitat that's dominated by one species. We don't want that, okay? We want a very nice, diverse range of species in this area. Okay, so I've started cutting down some oak trees along with the birch and beech trees, and I've actually kept a few birch over here as well, a few beech trees as well. I'm not going to cut all of them down. Okay, so instead of clear felling this entire area, also don't want to do that either. Instead of clear felling this, we are going to cut down some trees here, and then we're going to cut down some trees further afield. Okay, yes, it's going to be more difficult because, oh my word, it's such a schlep to go and cut down a tree and bring all the logs back. But you know what? That's what we're going to do. If that is how we are going to do things in an ecological manner, then that is how we do things in an ecological manner. All right. Let's see. Raiders can swim and usually can bypass your fortifications at rivers. So for anyone else or for future playthroughs on other maps, you want one fully enclosed settlement without river inside. Ah, okay. So what we also are going to do is we are going to have our watchtowers, I think, around here. Okay, so one on this side, one on this side. The farms are not attacked. Oh, no hit points to hit. That's nice. Granaries and other buildings can get destroyed, so you want those inside while farms are safe outside. Okay, well that is good to know. I would like to, I'm not sure whether wolves and hyenas and stuff can come through here. I would like to have most of my town, however, quite safe behind the walls. So we are going to, at least for now, have most of our farms still inside this area. Are those a lot of logs? 2 logs, okay, I thought a lot of logs, but there are 2 logs on there. Okay, you guys are thankfully finally building the palisades. Oh, trees do respawn if they have enough space. Oh, okay. Well, that is also good to know. So you can't really necessarily over harvest completely. Nonetheless, I'm going to play as if they do not respawn. So yeah, we're going to just hopefully not have a complete loss of trees over here. All right, now, well, how's our food doing? Okay, it is rebounding. That is marvelous. Because, well, we are heading into summer, so a lot of fruit are being harvested. Lots of berries are being harvested. I think it is time for us to excavate this megalith. All right, and hopefully someone is going to come and excavate this megalith now. We'll see. So there's a megalith over here, a massive stone over here. There is another big stone over here, very close to that herd of bison that we had harvested the mail of. Then we've got, now this is flint. Okay, we should have some other megaliths in the area. Let's see, where else have we got? I think there's one over here we can excavate as well, so that's 3. And then there are a whole bunch over here. There's one there, and one more over here. Another thing I would like to do today is to actually build a stone circle. I would love to build a stone circle. Okay, so that is also going to be part of the plan for this evening. Okay, we have no picks. Oh no! Oh no! Whatever shall we do? I guess we shall create picks. Have we got... Yeah, we have got flint. You know what? We're going to create some picks. Flint pick. There we go. Going to do that. And that will hopefully we're going to then have that soon, so we can actually start excavating. Now, we did have some flint picks, but obviously we lost those as time went on. Okay, they were kind of they degraded. All right, now could start building. Well, I think I want to actually build the stables in this area over here. That is what I want to do. So once we have harvested the stone here, and once we have harvested the flint over here, we are going to. Oh, there's a. I think you can. Can you? No, you can't. Okay, you don't want to take that stone. Fine. Are you going to? You're going to the stone. Thank you. Wonderful. I want someone to just come and collect the stone and just put it over here somewhere, please. You, please. Oh, you can't build. Okay, fine. I don't know why they can't build. Come on, I want this as a high priority, please. Otherwise, you guys are going to carry the stone all the way back. Oh, that second megalith was flint. Oh, okay. Let's have a look here. Oh, I see. There's stone over there. I thought that was a megalith. Okay, that's just stone. Okay, we're going to, thankfully, hopefully, we're going to get 6. Because if I'm not mistaken, this is under spiritual. There we go. Stone circle. A nice big, like Stonehenge in essence. It requires 6 big stones. Okay, so 6 megaliths. There we go. I see Justaberry is here. Hello there, Justaberry. Hello there. Welcome to our stream. Hope you're having a wonderful weekend. And then, yeah, I see Johan, you also mentioned that there are thankfully lots of megaliths around. That is marvelous. Yes, I know we've got no picks. These going to be making some picks soon. Don't worry. Right, just going to speed things up a little bit here. Also, just want to check. Oh, yeah, lots and lots of ibexes running around here. So this means we will have lots and lots of little goats. Oh, there's a mammoth. Oh, there is a mammoth. Is this a lone bull? This is a lone bull. Well, I think we're going mammoth hunting again. I think we are going mammoth hunting again. I know lots of other things to also do. But our tribe is going to do a bit of team building, and we're going mammoth hunting. It's a lone bull, not protected by the herd. Of course, being a lone bull does make you more vulnerable, would have made you more vulnerable as well to ancient humans. And yeah, interesting that, yes, humans did take down mammoths, but a lot of scavenging of mammoths were actually done as well. They didn't hunt all the mammoths that they utilized. They would have waited either for something else to kill them, or perhaps they just died of old age, or maybe they died due to the frost, or severe conditions, something. But humans did scavenge, especially the tusks, the ivory of the mammoths quite often. And there are also some other indications of even Neanderthals scavenging or utilizing mammoths. So mammoths were an incredibly important part of life for early man, or for early humans. And that's just absolutely marvelous that we get a chance to also now go on a bit of a ritualized hunt over here. Let's see. Johan also mentioned megaliths are mainly for large boost of prestige. Oh, we got a 250 dry skin there. Great stuff. And worship for morale recovery, but there is also burial mound for megaliths. Yes, I do believe there's a cairn later on that you can build. But before we go on, let's see here. Trader, no technology from you, so we are going to just ignore you. Sorry, Goralk, we do not want you and your high commission. Okay. Now, just as these guys are making their way to the hunt here, or on the hunt, if we look here, we've got a stone circle and we've got a menhir. Of course, Obelix in Asterix comics. A lot of menhirs there. We also have here the dolmen. Dolmen we can also make. That's a nice little tree slab. Okay, a 3-stone structure. 3 megalith structure. Wow, there are lots and lots of hunters over here. Slowly but surely, come on, everybody gather together, please. I want you all gathered together for the nice big hunt. Okay, you are close enough. Let's go hunt that mammoth, shall we? We've got bows, we've got spears, we've got a whole bunch of weapons here. Now, how early man would have hunted the mammoths? Yes, they would have used spears, especially spear throwers. And in actual fact, before we hunt the mammoth here, there is at least one spear thrower that was actually made in the shape of a mammoth. So mammoths had an incredibly important role in early man. The tusks were very valuable. Obviously, you could make some nice little decorations and artwork with it because ivory is quite relatively easy to carve into, easier than rock. And it lasts quite long. But these tusks here were also used to actually make the entrance ways to huts or to tents, similar to how we don't have our tents anymore, but the entrance way of the tents would most likely have been, or would have been, and there are some remnants of actually of those old houses left, or old tents left, old shelters left. There we go, so a tent is a shelter. There are remnants of those left, and the entranceways were mammoth tusks, which is, that's amazing. Okay, so they would have hunted them with spears, eventually with bones, or with bows. There are records of mammoth skeletons, actually with spear points embedded into them, indicating that it was not just scavenging that happened. They were actually killed by early man as well, hunted actively. But there's one place, I believe in southern Poland, where there are more than 100 different mammoth skeletons in one area, also indicating butchering that happened there. And it's possible that that is an area where mammoths were chased off a cliff, fell to their doom, and then were slaughtered there. So a glut of meat for a short period of time, most likely during migration. We'll talk about migration, why that became a bit of a problem for mammoths and could have kind of led to their extinction, and for many other large mammals as well in the Pleistocene extinction. But they would have been migrating, let's say, along this rock face over here, moving across the mountain. Humans would have chased them off, scared them, maybe with fire or some other way, chased them off a cliff, and then fell to the doom, and there would be a butchering site at the bottom here, where you can slaughter the carcasses and take the choice meats back home. Okay, so this mammoth is going to supply us with a lot of food: 14 meat, 10 raw skin, and 4 bone. That is a lot. That is really, really a lot of meat and resources from this one little over here. All right, let's unpause and let's do the hunt over here. So the mammoth already is kind of injured. Not sure what took it on, but something did take it on. Maybe it was a cave bear, maybe it was a cave lion. Now, of course, us as humans, we are throwing spears at it, and oh, wow, okay, it didn't even get to us. That is interesting. Okay, you guys, okay, I would like you to perhaps come. Just want all of you. Okay, you're drinking water. Yes, great stuff. I want you to also hunt some of these. Who shall we hunt? Okay, so there's a male ibex. There's another male ibex. We can take out one of these, no problem. We've got a sow, we've got a boar, and we've got another sow. Okay, we're not going to take out the boar here. We are going to take out one male ibex, so one ram. We are going to take them out. And I think that is... Ooh, and then we are going to take out, hopefully, that megaloceros. Okay, you know what? We do need a lot of firepower to take on the megaloceros. So let's all run here. Okay, I want you all together as we then make our way to go hunt our first megaloceros. Okay, I know a lot of people here are unhappy, sleepy, not sure, probably hungry. There we go, there's someone hungry as well, or getting hungry. Don't worry, there'll be lots of food to eat soon enough. So let's have a look at our megaloceros here, also called the Irish elk, even though it wasn't confined to Ireland and it wasn't an elk. It was just another big old deer over here. Oh, just a magnificent creature. Look at those antlers. So really amazing. The antlers here very broad. And this, I believe, the megaloceros here had the biggest antler span of all the cervidae, of all the deer. And yeah, the coloration here, most likely what Irish elk looked like, because there are lots of cave paintings of Irish elk, of megaloceros all across, and generally had this type of patterning, with a light belly, which you often see in antelope species and deer species, or herbivorous species, a lighter belly, darker above, and kind of this saddle pattern coming down here of a darker neck or nape area here up to the back, and then hindquarters, the flanks also here being darker in color. Absolutely amazing. Ooh. Oh, we can even kind of see a horizontal pupil over there, which is something we generally see with herbivorous creatures. You will see it with the goats as well, I believe. You would see that horizontal pupil, and whichever direction the head is tilted, the pupil will always be horizontal. Okay, so it swivels in the eye socket as the Megaloceros, in this case, lowers its head to browse, to graze, or lifts it up. Whatever it does, the eye actually swivels to keep the pupil horizontal. And the idea being that if you are a prey animal, you want the horizon or the area over here to be in focus. You don't really care about anything above there. You don't care about anything directly below you here. You want to see this section of your field of vision in stark focus. Okay, in really, really great focus. The idea being that if there is a predator coming along here, you can easily see the outline of that predator as it comes closer to you. Also, as with most herbivorous or most prey animals, eyes located on this side of the head rather than in front. In predatory species, very often the eyes are in fact in front because it gives you better depth perception. With the eyes on the side of the head here though, it gives you a greater field of vision, almost 360-degree vision. Only place you really can't see is directly behind you. So this Megaloceros over here can see all the way from this head of the Megaloceros female over there, all the way around, coming back to this female over here. Okay, only place he really can't see is directly behind him. Absolutely stunning creature. Oh man. Okay, let's have a look here. I just want to double check that I haven't missed any important messages. That doesn't look like... oh, Unga Bunga intensifies, says Johan. Yes, we are going to be hunting some... Well, we did hunt mammoth already. Taught in school that mammoths were hunted by digging big holes on their migration tracks or by cornering them to cliffs. Okay, so that cornering to cliffs, yes, that definitely could have happened. And I'm pretty sure, you know, traps would also have played a... Maybe not with the earlier man, but with later man, definitely traps became a very important way to catch your prey.